Midpoint of a line segment. The midpoint is the middle point of a line segment. And to find the midpoint of a line segment, we use the formula m equals x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2 and y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. Or to find the x-coordinate of the midpoint, we get the average of the x-coordinates of the endpoints. And to find the y-coordinate of the midpoint, we get the average of the y-coordinates of the endpoints. For example, given the 2 points, A with coordinates 4, 5, and B with coordinates 1, -1, find the midpoint of the line segment joining A and B. Using the formula, we substitute the values of x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 1, and y sub 2. Our x sub 1 refers to the x-coordinate of the first endpoint, which is point A, and that is equal to 4. The x sub 2 refers to the x-coordinate of the second point, which is positive 1. And then we have y sub 1 and y sub 2. The y sub 1 refers to the y-coordinate of the first point, that is equal to 5. And our y sub 2 refers to the y-coordinate of the second point, that is -1. By substitution, we have m equals, our x sub 1 is 4, plus the x sub 2 positive 1. So we have 4 plus 1 over 2. Y sub 1 equals 5, plus the y sub 2 equals -1 over 2. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5 divided by 2, or that is 5 over 2. And 5 plus -1 is positive 4 over 2 is equal to 2. So the endpoints, or the coordinates of the midpoint, will be 5 over 2, 2. Another example. Determine the coordinates of the other endpoint of a line segment with one endpoint at 6, 2 and the midpoint with coordinates -4, -1. Let us find first the x-coordinate of the other endpoint. Given the x-coordinates of the midpoint and the other endpoint, we can use x equals x sub 1 plus x sub 2 over 2. The x here refers to the x-coordinate of the midpoint, which is -4. Our x sub 1 refers to the x-coordinate of the other endpoint, and x sub 2 is missing. By substitution, we have -4 equals 6 plus x sub 2 over 2. And then we get the cross product of 2 and -4. 2 times -4 is -8 equals 6 plus x sub 2. We apply the APE by adding -6 both sides. So we have -8 plus -6 equals x sub 2. So we have x sub 2 is equal to -14. And to find for the y-coordinate of the other endpoint, given the y-coordinates of the midpoint and the other endpoint, we use y equals y sub 1 plus y sub 2 over 2. Y refers to the y-coordinate of the midpoint, which is -1. Y sub 1 is the y-coordinate of one endpoint, which is positive 2, and y sub 2 is missing. By substitution, we have negative 1 equals positive 2 plus y sub 2 over 2. We cross multiply this. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 equals 2 plus y sub 2. And then we solve for y sub 2 by applying APE. We add negative 2 both sides. Negative 2 plus negative 2 is equal to negative 4, so our y sub 2 is equal to negative 4. Therefore, the coordinates of the other endpoint given one endpoint at 6, 2 and the midpoint negative 4, negative 1 will be negative 14, negative 4, where the negative 14 is the x-coordinate and negative 4 is the y-coordinate.